The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." You've likely heard the adage, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Today, we'll delve into this concept through a Stoic perspective, examining 7 types of individuals who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and how to manage these challenging relationships. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you would like the video to support my mission of spreading Stoic wisdom. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you do so and hit the bell icon to never miss a video. First up is the complainer. We all know someone who constantly finds fault in everything, from the weather to their job, or even the food at a well-regarded restaurant. You might think you can just ignore them, but constant exposure to such negativity can drain your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet, gradually depleting your emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions rather than problems. For example, if you're working on a project with a chronic complainer, each meeting may be go. First up is the complainer. We all know someone who constantly finds fault in everything, from the weather to their job, or even the food at a well-regarded restaurant. You might think you can just ignore them, but constant exposure to such negativity can drain your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet, gradually depleting your emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions rather than problems. For example, if you're working on a project with a chronic complainer, each meeting may become an exhausting session of complaints without constructive dialogue. This can lower team morale, distract from finding solutions, and leave you disenchanted with the project, or even life in general. So, how can Stoicism help us deal with complainers? There are several strategies. First, limit your exposure to such individuals when possible. If that's not feasible, such as with family members or colleagues, mentally distance yourself during their complaints. Consider their negativity as a passing storm, loud and unsettling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against your inner tranquility. Another tactic is to steer the conversation towards solutions or more constructive topics. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This timeless Stoic wisdom encourages us to diligently guard our mental peace, ensuring that the negativity from chronic complainers doesn't deviate us from our Stoic path of resilience and virtue. The second type of person is the drama magnet. Imagine navigating your life like a ship sailing through calm waters, only to encounter the whirlpool known as the drama magnet. This individual has an endless series of crises, conflicts, or controversies, and a knack for pulling you into their chaos. You might initially find their energy attractive, mistaking it for passion or excitement, but soon you'll realize that being in their sphere is like navigating a ship through a storm, exhausting and dangerous. Drama magnets' crises often feel like your own, and their chaos is infectious, potentially embroiling you in conflicts that you had no initial part in. To handle drama magnets, try reflective listening instead of offering advice or taking sides. Mirror their words back to them, such as responding with, "So you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words," when they express a conflict. This provides emotional support without getting entangled in the drama. Another approach is to become selectively unavailable, valuing your time highly and setting periods where you're not to be disturbed. Seneca's advice, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future," reminds us to focus on the present and avoid being pulled into others' recurring crises. Next, consider the naysayer. Imagine you're an artist painting a canvas, adding color, depth, and life to your vision. The naysayer walks in, critiques your work, and dulls your vibrant canvas with their persistent negativity. This isn't constructive criticism, but a continuous aura of doubt. For instance, if you're excited about a new career path and share your enthusiasm, the naysayer might quickly list reasons it won't work out, planting doubts in your mind. To deal with a naysayer, ask for advice rather than just sharing your plans. When people are in an advisory role, they're less likely to attack your ideas outright and might offer more constructive feedback. Alternatively, use positive confrontation by challenging them to think of solutions, encouraging more constructive dialogue. Epictetus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't mean absorbing negativity, but discerning valuable input from mere noise. When naysayers cloud your canvas with doubt, step back, reflect, and continue painting your life with the colors that speak to you, ensuring no one dulls your masterpiece. The fourth type is the victim. Imagine life as a chess game, where each player has the same pieces and goal. The victim blames the board, pieces, or opponent for every poor move, casting themselves as the helpless protagonist. They perpetually feel in checkmate, attributing their situation to external forces rather than their own choices. While some face genuine hardships, the victim uses their predicament as a permanent excuse, refusing responsibility. When dealing with a victim, avoid becoming their savior, offering endless advice and emotional support. The Stoics would recommend drawing firm boundaries to protect your mental state. Employ compassionate detachment, showing empathy and kindness without rescuing them from situations they need to navigate themselves. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Resist becoming part of the victim's narrative. Take control of your own game board and play for growth and wisdom. Fifth, consider the toxic positivist. They always exude sunshine, rainbows, and endless optimism, dismissing your feelings and experiences with a flippant wave of good vibes only. Imagine your life as a garden with flowers, weeds, and pests. The toxic positivist insists on ignoring anything that isn't a blooming rose. While their approach sounds uplifting, it can invalidate and disconnect you from reality. To handle a toxic positivist, engage them in discussions that embrace both light and shadow. If they tell you to look on the bright side, acknowledge the positive while also validating your current feelings. Employ emotional granularity, recognizing and differentiating between a wide range of emotions. Seneca said, "True happiness is to understand our duties toward God and man, to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Stoicism embraces life's complexity with equanimity, balancing positive and negative aspects. Next is the manipulator. Picture your life as a movie script, with you as the main character. The manipulator subtly rewrites your script for their benefit, steering your storyline off course. They use flattery, guilt trips, or deceit to manipulate you. For instance, a friend might always get you to pay for dinner by playing on your kindness. To counter a manipulator, use fogging by agreeing with any truth in their statements, but refusing to be moved by emotional coercion. Set clear boundaries and enforce them, learning to say no assertively. Epictetus advised, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Manipulators thrive on predictable reactions, so respond differently and take control of your script. Finally, the time vampire. Imagine your daily routine as a symphony, with each task and commitment creating a harmonious balance. The time vampire disrupts this, turning your beautiful composition into discordant noise. They might seem benign, like a colleague with trivial interruptions or a friend with countless social invitations, but their cumulative effect is disruptive. Protect your time using strategies like the Pomodoro technique, setting intervals where you're not to be disturbed. Learn to say no to social obligations that don't interest you, affirming your own needs and priorities. Seneca's wisdom, "Life, if well lived, is long enough," reminds us to allocate our time wisely, ensuring each moment aligns with our greater purpose. As we conclude today's exploration of these disruptive characters, remember that self-awareness is key. It's easy to recognize these types in others, but it's more challenging and enlightening to look within. Are you unintentionally playing one of these roles in someone else's life? Stoicism is not just about navigating the world, but also about understanding and improving ourselves. If today's discussion has sparked introspection, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your experiences, and let's engage in a dialogue that enriches us all. Until next time, may your choices align with your virtues, your actions reflect your wisdom, and your life be the masterpiece you're meant to create. The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." You've likely heard the adage, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Today, we'll delve into this concept through a Stoic perspective, examining 7 types of individuals who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and how to manage these challenging relationships. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you would like the video to support my mission of spreading Stoic wisdom. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you do so and hit the bell icon to never miss a video.